Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today, we got a pretty sad episode for you guys. Today, we're going to be talking about the All-Star game and the state of basketball right now. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. As y'all know, this was All-Star weekend that just finished up, and going into the weekend, there was a lot of concern from NBA fans and people in the NBA community because they were afraid that the game was probably reaching its final point where, the weekend is no longer entertaining, no longer competitive. They're talking about should they get rid of the slam dunk contest, rearrange what days things are, the All-Star game, all of this stuff, right? And I didn't watch the All-Star game. I didn't watch the slam dunk contest, and I didn't watch the 3-point skills challenge. I didn't care. I didn't care. I didn't care. As somebody that's been watching the NBA for 20 years plus, for the first time, I didn't give a damn. Did not give a damn whatsoever. And for good reason, apparently. The All-Star game, the slam dunk contest was basically saved by a player from the G League by the name of, Mac McClung. And I think he had earned $100,000 in his career. And that night with the prize, he won $100,000. I think it was an indictment on the current stars of the NBA. I think it was an embarrassment. I don't know why the star players couldn't participate in it. I just think that maybe they feel like they're too big for it, which brings me to a comment that one of our viewers left on the channel when we put up a poll, basically asking our audience the simple question. Thoughts on the NBA All-Star game? First option was total embarrassment, no defense, players don't care. Second option, very fun and entertaining. Third option, don't care. 57% said total embarrassment. Another 30% said don't care. So basically 90% of the people either didn't care or thought it was a waste of time. And 12% thought that it was very fun and entertaining. But one of our viewers that commented on the poll said something that really got me thinking. He said that, if MJ was in the league, he would never go for this. And he said something else. He said, this is the reason why, this is what happens when you give players so much money. So what we want to do is I want to play the quotes that Michael Jordan had, what Michael Jordan had to say about the lack of competition and competitiveness in the NBA back when LeBron formed that super team with the Miami Heat. Take a listen to what Jordan had to say here, and we'll come back and react to it.
You seem to have found your game.
Yeah, it took me a couple of days, but I was able to find a rhythm to play it. And as you can see, my putting's still suspect, but I've hit some good shots today.
All right, in a couple of days now, you put the pinstripe suit back on and become the owner again, go back to work. Are you glad that all of this free agency scramble and the LeBron decision in particular is behind you?
Yeah, I'm kind of glad because now it starts to, you really see who's out there. Everybody was kind of waiting to see what happened with LeBron and Wade and Bosh. And, once these guys started to sign, then, it's other guys now you have to turn your focus to. And, I don't think the summer's over with yet. I think you got a lot of movement still left to be made. But, at least the big part is over and done with. And everybody's pretty sure those guys are going to go where they go. And, we got to look and see who's after them.
After so many titles in Chicago, Michael, do you ever step back now and just shake your head when you look at free agency?
In terms of the money that's being given, yeah. Obviously, things have changed. The game's evolved quite a bit. Financially, I think the business changed a little bit. And, who doesn't sit here and think, what if? I'm pretty sure Bill Russell's sitting here, what if he played in the era that we played in? And, I'm no different than, what if I played in this era? Financially, it'd be different. But I think from a competitive standpoint, I think it would be a lot different. Not that, playing against Magic, Bird, Barkley, Ewing all those years wasn't fun, I think. But I'm pretty sure those guys, along with myself, wish that, we could have played against, the Kobe Bryants of this era and Tim Duncans. And, obviously, we feel like we can compete.
Is the NBA better off for this big player shuffle we just saw this past week?
That's yet to be determined. I think, free agency is a part of every professional sport. And, how that's going to, play into this whole scenario, I don't really know. I think time will tell. It's no way that, just hindsight, I would have never called up Larry, called up Magic, and say, hey, let's get together and play on one team. I mean, that's things are different. I can't say that's a bad thing. I mean, that's the opportunity these kids have today. I mean, in all honesty, I was trying to beat those guys. I don't know if they would have been on my team. If we'd been on our team, obviously, when you look at the Dream Team, they were on my team, and it wasn't too much of a competitive thing. I'm a competitive guy, and I like to play against competitive players and, see what happens from there.
So you heard what he said. I don't really want to focus on what he said about LeBron because I really don't care. What I'm focusing on is the aspect of talking about the contracts and competitiveness. Now, here's just the fundamental truth of the matter. Most people are motivated by different things. Usually, most people are motivated by money. So usually what happens is when people gain money, some people, the fire in their stomach, the drive that they used to have, goes out of the window once they have that money. They now become complacent, right? Because they got what they're looking at. They got what they been coveting for all these years, and then some people only care about money. So it means that if there's no money involved, it doesn't really move them, right? It doesn't really move them. They don't feel any sense of responsibility to anything bigger than themselves except their bank account. It's just some people like that. Sorry to say, if you're in that group, then then it's you. I'm talking to you. And then there's some people that care about bigger things like legacy, right? They care about their money, but they also care about legacy. And then you start thinking of players like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, so many other great players who, LeBron to a certain extent, who really care about their legacy and, the impact on the game. And there's some people that in life, in reality, that care about, okay, what am I adding to my community? What am I adding to my family? What blessing, what benefit am I to the society at large? And there's another school of thought which simply says this: when you give people everything too quickly, they lose motivation. And there's some truth to that. Now, I'm not talking about, oh, well, should NBA players be earning this amount of money? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the passion for the game should still be there, even if you're earning all this money. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should earn less. I'm not saying they should earn less. What I'm saying is that earn as much as you can, but never lose the love of the game and the passion of the game, and also the sense of responsibility to move the game forward. Yesterday was an embarrassment. That game was terrible. I didn't watch it. I saw the highlights because I already knew what it was going to be trash, and it was. In my personal view, somebody that likes to see balanced basketball, that was horrendous. Let me give you guys the halftime score of that game. In the first half, and you tell me if this is actually basketball. The halftime score of that game, okay, was, think about this. In the first half, I think Jason Tatum's team scored 99 points. The other team scored 92. Like, what are we like? What are we supposed to be saying about this? The second half, one team scored 85-83. Nobody played defense. And to me, some people keep thinking, oh, defense is boring. No, it's not. Defense speaks to your competitiveness. You find out more about how competitive a person is if they're committed to the defensive side of the floor. Let me say that once more. You find out who the real competitive players are if they're committed to the defensive side of the floor. That's why usually the most competitive basketball players in the history of the sport are usually some of the best defenders. They take pride in trying to stop the other guy. They take pride. Let me give you some competitive guys. Chris Paul. Chris Paul is an extremely competitive guy. Draymond Green, extremely competitive. Kawhi Leonard, he didn't want to join LeBron. He's very, very competitive. LeBron is competitive to an extent. Kobe Bryant, the 12-time all-defensive, 9-time first team. Michael Jordan, 9-time all-first team, defensive player of the year. These guys care about stopping guys. They also want to prove to you that I'm better than you. Not, okay, you score, I score. You get a layup, I get a layup. Then we dap it up and we hug it out. The AAUification of the NBA. This is terrible. It was terrible to watch. And MJ had a point. What happened to the competitive fire? Where is it gone? Where is it? Nobody plays deep. Like, it would. As somebody that patronizes the game, as somebody that covers the game, it was a total embarrassment and it was not fun.